Hello everybody, it's NES and welcome to my first video in English of my channel and my first team presentation. Today we are going to talk about Navi. So first we are going to talk a bit about history of the franchise Navi in esports. Then I'm going to present you the roster of Navi right now. So we are the 27th of April, and then we'll talk about Navi strategy. So I'm not a native English speaker, so if I make a few mistakes, I apologize for this. So Navi is an esport franchise. Its full name is Natus Vincere, which means born to win in Latin. So we can see Navi in multiple games in esport, from the most known like Counter-Strike Global Offensive, League of Legends, Hearthstone and Heroes of the Storm, to video games that are less known in esport like World of Tanks or FIFA, for example. In DotA, Navi team has been recognized a lot for winning TI1, so the first edition of the International that happened in 2011. There's a documentary made by Valve on this tournament, which is called Free to Play, so it's really well done. So if you have an hour and a half, you don't know what to do, go and check it out. It's free, it's on YouTube, so yeah, go and check it out. So now this is done, let's talk about Navi's roster, starting from the support to the carry. So in 5th position we have Artstyle. Artstyle is an Ukrainian player who has joined the team at the end of 2015 and who is the actual captain of the Navi team. So he's mostly known to play heroes like Enchantress, Chen, and also a bit of Vengeful Spirit and Witch Doctor. We'll see why later on when we'll talk about Navi strategy. Then in 4th position we have Seneko. Seneko is a Russian player who is very young, he's only 18, and is the only player with Dandy who was in the Navi roster before the big change at the end of 2015. So he plays mostly 4th man support, of course, for Navi. He plays Wisp quite a bit. We can see Wisp in a lot of matches, and we'll see also later on why with the strategy. But we can also see him play Vengeful Spirit or any other 4th man support that Navi would need. Then in 3rd position for the offlaner role we have General. General is an Ukrainian player who joined the team early 2016, in February to be precise, so he's the brand new player of this team. He was playing for Team Empire before and is now playing as an offlaner. He's often playing Nature's Prophet or also Beastmaster. Same thing, we'll see later with this strategy why. Then in 2nd position we have the star player of this team, Dandy, the mid laner. So Dandy is a world famous player. I mean, he's maybe the most famous player of Dota in the world. He's very well known to play Pudge, for example, and other heroes that we usually don't see that much, like Timbersaw, for example. He's the only remaining player that played for Navi during TI1, and yeah, he's the star player of this team. So right now he's playing Invoker a lot, but we can also see him play Puck or even sometimes Queen of Pain or Wind Ranger. He has a YouTube channel, thousands of people following him, so yeah, he's the star player and the head of the franchise for Navi. And finally in the carry position we have DTR. DTR is a Russian player who joined the team almost at the same time as Artstyle, so in December 2015, and he's very well known to play Lycan a lot. So Lycan is almost has to be a ban for the opposite team, so we'll see again later and during the strategy why he picks a lot Lycan. So yeah, he's a very good player, very good carry. And that's pretty much it. So that is it. Here you have your roster: Artstyle, Seneko, General, Dandy and DTR. Now the roster is done, let's get into the subject and let's talk about Navi strategy. So So if I put an image of Lycan, it's because Lycan is very important to this strategy. He is the primary carry of Na'Vi because he brings to Na'Vi what they need, which means early aggression. Because this is Na'Vi's strategy. It's all based on early aggressions, early ganks, early kills, early rotations. Make sure that the enemy support have to rotate, and then push towers where the enemy are weaker. And Lycan is absolutely perfect for this role because he has his wolves who allow him to push very fast. If GTR cannot get Lycan, he may as well take a lone druid, which fits more or less the same rule as Lycan with his bear, and allow Na'Vi to push towers really early in the game. Dandy, in a similar way, plays Invoker a lot to have spirits to push tower, but also to have a lot of early aggression thanks to all of his spell, EMP, Sunstrike, Tornado, etc., which can make very good ganks and then push towers after that. He can also play Puck. Puck is not as good to push towers, but he brings a lot of early aggression and a lot of movement in the lane. So yeah, he's also very good for this strategy. General plays Nature's Prophet because Nature's Prophet again allows Na'Vi to push towers very early with his strength, and then to gain a lot of map control and make sure that the enemy don't have farm. It's even better with Beastmaster because Beastmaster, even if you push maybe a little slower with his Orc, he can have a lot of vision and really grant Na'Vi's vision to make sure that the enemy cannot farm. If they go in their jungle, they're just ganked all over the place. We can also see General play Juggernaut thanks to his ward, who can heal the team after or before a push. The best support for this strategy is of course Enchantress, because she has a heal and she can also raise an army of creeps to push tower really fast. In the similar way, we can have a Chen, so it's usually Outstyle who plays this hero because he's really good at it. But if he cannot take a Chen or an Enchantress for any reason, he can also take something like a Witch Doctor to grant his team teamfight, and also a Vengeful Spirit, which is good for early game thanks to her stun and to the reduction of armor. If our style doesn't take the Vengeful Spirit, we can often see Seneko tanking it, but we mostly see Seneko playing Wisp, as his relocate really give Na'Vi some map control and a lot of split pushing potential. So yeah, IO is really good for this strategy, but we can also see a Disruptor, which gives Na'Vi pretty good teamfight potential and pretty good killing potential. So yeah, that is the three hero that we will often see Seneko pick. So as I think you understood, Na'Vi's strategy is a lot based on early aggressivity, early pushings, early ganks, early rotations, and this makes sure that they have a lot of map control very early in the game, and that allows them to really go into the enemy jungle, make sure that they cannot have any farm. So that's why they pick a lot of pushing heroes like Invoker, Lycan, or things like that. So that makes sure that really the enemy can't farm and just suffocate in the base. And yeah, that gives Na'Vi a lot of advantage early in the game. And after that, it's very tough for the enemy team to recover, because generally they also have better team fights, because that is what Na'Vi plan to do, just push very early and then do team fights just under tier 3 towers. So even team fights the enemy team usually can't do because they would lose them. So yeah, generally Na'Vi will just continue to build up, take some farm, make sure that the enemy can't really do anything, and then try to get their final team fight at around 30-35 minutes. they can usually win at this point of the game. During stronger teams who can usually counter this strategy, it will often take more time. It can last like 50 minutes or something, but often Na'Vi just have so much advantage early in the game that it's very difficult for the opposite team to recover whatever their levels are, but top tier teams can recover from it. A very good example of Na'Vi's strategy, it's just a perfect example of it. It's the game they did against Vega Squadron just a few days ago, I believe. So I will give the link in the description. That's really what they did. I mean, they did early ganks, then destroying towers very early in the game, and then making the final teamfight around 30-35 minutes in the game. So that's basically it for Na'Vi. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a few things about Na'Vi. If you did, don't forget to put a like, it's always nice. Don't forget also to subscribe to my channel to see all the other videos, and if you have any questions, please ask them in the commentaries. I will answer them as much as I can. Watch esports and play esports. It was NES. See you next time.